penetrate your very bones, and steal your heart away with ever-changing undertones to haunt you night and day. Listen by the rocky shore, you hear the seabirds cry, a song you've never heard before, the mermaids passing by, and hear the mermaids answering, the murmur soft and sweet above the small waves whispering and sighing at your feet. Rolling like a timpani, the wild waves pound the shore, crescendo of a symphony, the thundering oceans roar. Sometimes you hear lost sailors' moans across the storm-right sea. The lover of old Davy Jones keeps lamp eternally. Listen very carefully, learn the magic tales of men and maids and life at sea, of seals and sharks and whales. And when you've learned the watery lore of all these mystic things, your heart will sing forevermore the songs the waters sing. Beautiful song. Thanks, and welcome to another edition of Songwriters in the Round. My name is Julie Doherty, and that song that I just sang is a beautiful ballad written by my special guest today, Tommy Makem. I'm so honored to have you here.
Well, thank you.
And also we have Eugene Byrne today on guitar, who's also a wonderful songwriter from New Hampshire, and Steve Wainwright on bass, Ray Harvey on mandolin and guitar today, and Richie Grace on harmonica, and my husband Woody Woodward on bass. Well, two basses today, so this, the bottom is really secure here today.
Well.
But there's so many things I want to ask you about, Tommy. I would love you to do some of your material. We're going to dedicate this show to your songs today because you're such a legend in the Irish folk music industry. But I was wondering, when did you start playing? When did you know? When you were first born, did you know that you were meant to sing and write songs?
Yes, the nurse hit me a wallop on the behind and I started singing.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
My mother tried to stop me, but all in vain. Then I tried to stop her singing. She just sang all her life, never stopped.
So she was your inspiration?
Yeah.
Both of your parents musicians?
Yeah, my father played the fiddle.
Oh, no
and
kidding.
I think played the flute a bit. And you would ask him about songs and tunes, and do you know the tune to such and such a thing? No, I don't know that. But if you waited for 3 minutes, he'd be whistling it. going through the kitchen. You know. So you'd always get it from him because he knew it.
Right.
And he knew a tremendous amount of tunes and songs and things. And when he was feeling rather good, which happened on many occasions, his big party piece, with all the great folk music he knew, his great party piece was an old Victorian song called In the Shade of the Old Apple Tree.
Oh my goodness.
And he did a beautiful job on it. But he knew all these fantastically good songs, but that was his favorite. Because, well, it didn't make any difference. He just sang.
He just loved to sing.
Well, yeah, he couldn't get him to sing too much, but he played the fiddle quite a bit, and he didn't play it like ordinary fiddle players put the fiddle under their chin. He held it up to his ribs here and played like that.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So now, when did you start writing your own songs and performing?
I wrote some songs before I left Ireland for the first time, which was just before the Mayflower landed here. I didn't get off, they kicked me off the Mayflower. But I had written some songs and I had them in a sort of a copybook. And when I was coming to America, I didn't want anybody to find these things and maybe laugh at me, so I burnt the book.
No, I don't.
Oh yeah, I did. I put it under the kettle. And there it just
But you
disappeared.
remembered all the songs that you had written?
No, I didn't. But sure, there were plenty more floating around that you could get your hands on.
And then did you sing back in Ireland before you came here?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I sang all kinds of things, and I knew a lot of folk songs because my mother was a well-known source of folk song, and collectors came from all over the world to collect from her. But as well as that, I sang in a show band, a dance band.
Oh, no kidding.
Sure, I was the vocalist.
I'm not surprised.
And we'd have this, we played a lot of dances and things, and we always did American top 10 or top 40, whatever it was. But at that time it was things like The River of No Return, and you go to 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go. Oh, my soul to the company store.
So that's where Johnny Cash
That
got
was
it.
one of my big ones.
But you know, we would like to hear
But that was
something
Tennessee Ernie Ford.
Oh, Tennessee Ernie
Yeah.
Ford, that's right. Oh, gosh. But we'd like to hear a song that you wrote and perhaps play along with you a bit.
Yeah, I have a whole sort of cycle of songs of seasons. I had one called The Rambles of Spring, and I had another one called Summer Roads, but this is my winter song.
Ooh.
It's called Long Winter Nights. Well, I left my home when gentle spring was greening all the land. My fiddle slung across my back, my hazel stick in hand. I knew I'd find good music in the long days yet to come, for pleasure and good company all winter long at home. Those long winter nights, the fire burning bright, the fiddlers in the corner by the flickering firelight, and the laughter and good company will make your spirits bright. There's music in the rafters all the long winter nights. I spent all spring and summer with my friends along the way. We'd gather in the evenings and we'd play till break of day. I learned the songs and stories and the tunes I didn't know, the bright nights and gladden hearts through winter's rain and snow. Those long winter nights, the fire burning bright, the fiddlers in the corner by the flickering firelight, and the laughter and good company will make your spirits bright. There's music in the rafters all the long winter nights. We fiddled Jenny's chickens and the maid behind the bar, and Bunny Kate and Bunny Musk on the fort below Armagh. I learned to sing Sleep Gallon Braes on the waters of Cool Fin, and the Bunny Bunch of Roses for the long nights coming in. Those long winter nights, the fire burning bright, the fiddlers in the corner by the flickering firelight, and the laughter and good company will make your spirits right. There's music in the rafters all along winter nights. Summer days are over and the fields are waving gold. The days are getting shorter and the nights are turning cold. Autumn is a lonesome time when the year begins to wane. I'm eagerly awaiting those winter nights again. Those long winter nights, the fire burning bright, the fiddlers in the corner by the flickering firelight, and the laughter and good company will make your spirits right. There's music in the rafters all along winter nights. Those long winter nights, the fire burning bright, the fiddlers in the corner by the flickering firelight, and the laughter and good company will make your spirits right. There's music in the rafters all along winter nights.
Recollection is seeing Tommy Makem and the Clancy Brothers on Hootenanny.
Hootenanny?
I think that was in the early to mid-60s.
You're not that old.
No, I'm not. I was just a baby.
It was repeats, wasn't it?
But you have quite a voice. I mean, did you take formal training? I mean, you have such a powerful voice.
No, when I was a kid going to school, there arrived a parish priest whose whole life was devoted to music, especially church music. So he took over the choir. He wouldn't let the nuns sing. He got rid of the nuns from singing. They played, and the only female he would have about the place was Miss O'Hare, Kay O'Hare, who was a magnificent organist and pianist. She's a very, very good singer as well. But he taught a lot of music, and if you paid attention, which he demanded, you could learn a lot from him, and I did. You know, I learned to sort of read music because of him, and he taught you how to produce your voice. And I was, you know, you had to go to choir practice twice a week. This was after school now.
Oh my.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, and when I got to about 13, my voice began to break, and I said, great. I'm going to get a break. I won't have to go. I mean, I had been in the choir since I was 5 or 6. But my voice, when I was 14, the voice came back again. And he was up to the house to see, and he heard, and he said, I expect you on Wednesday night, which was when the men's choir.
Ooh, right into the men's choir.
So I had to go into the men's choir.
Well, it really did well to do all that singing when you were young, because you have such a strong, powerful presentation.
He taught us such wonderful music. He did a lot of Gregorian chant, which we learned to sing the square notes, and a lot of motets and things like that. And he was very pleased when I started singing out here. When I would go home from the States, I would go to visit him, and he was a wonderful man. And he said, you're sort of like a missionary taking our culture to the United States.
Yeah.
I thought he would object to me roaring and shouting the way I did, but he didn't say. No,
that's good, yeah. Now, do you go home to Ireland quite a bit? I know you have a wonderful video.
I go home quite often.
Yeah.
As often as I can get. I would go 3 or 4 times a year. I think it's mostly to brush up on my accent.
Well, it sounds pretty good to me.
And sometimes I go over with Eugene here. Eugene takes tours to Ireland, you know, so if any of your listeners are watching and want to go, the best way that I could think of going to Ireland is go on one of Eugene's tours to Ireland. It's just fantastic.
Yeah. Now, are you both from about the same area in Ireland? Did you know each other?
About 100 miles. Well, Katie's what, 75 miles, 80 miles?
70, 80 miles from Dublin. Eugene's from Dublin. I'm from a little town called Cady in the Republic of South Armagh.
Oh.
where we're independent of everyone.
And I'm just a city slicker.
One of these city guys.
City guys.
See, I was a country bumpkin. Still am.
Now, how old were you when you came to America the first time?
The first time is when I got off the Mayflower, so it was about 3. No, I was, I think I was 21 maybe
Oh, yeah.
when I came over.
And you were performing here. You came over to perform?
No,
Oh,
I
you
came
didn't?
over to be an actor.
No kidding. So did you move to New York promptly?
No, I moved to New Hampshire
New Hampshire.
so that I could find a job and save some money so I wouldn't starve when I went to New York.
Well, there are some similarities with the Rocky Coast, New Hampshire, and New England and Ireland, aren't there?
Yeah, well, the town I'm from, Dover, New Hampshire, a lot of people from Katy immigrated there to work in the mills, the linen mills. Or excuse me, the cotton mills. They had all worked in the linen mills in around Katy. And they came over and they all got jobs in the cotton mills around New Hampshire and indeed around Lowell and Lawrence and places like that.
And what about you, Eugene? How old were you when
I
you came?
came here in 1968 at the bright age of 22. I was just a year older than Tommy, 16.
But now you two have been playing together for a while. I know that you've played with Tommy quite often.
Since 1970.
All of us, Ray and Steve and if anybody remembers the Harp and Bard
Oh,
in
gosh,
Danvers,
yeah. I
this
think
is
that's where we all met.
Actually, that's where I
Almost a
came over
reunion.
to. When I came over, I
Yeah.
came over with a group called the Blarney Folk, and
Right,
we started playing at the Harp and Bars.
It's a great place.
the Harp and Bard. See, I'm getting rid of my accent already.
You are, I know. You have to stop
You
that.
got to go back.
I
Better
gotta
go back to Ireland
soon,
quickly.
yeah.
Well, let's hear it. Can we hear another song?
Sure, when I go back to Ireland, I always stay in a little, most gorgeous village in Ireland. It's reputedly the oldest town in Ireland, built by the Vikings in about the 8th century AD. And Bitswood would still be there. Gorgeous places called Carlingford. It's a seafaring town, a lot of fishermen. The boats still going out. Called Farewell to Carlingford. When I was young and in my prime and could wander wild and free, there was always a longing in my mind to follow the call of the sea. So I'll sing farewell to Carlingford and farewell to Greedore, and I'll think of you both day and night until I return once more, until I return once more. On all of the stormy 7 seas I have sailed before the mast, and on every voyage I ever made I swore it would be my last. But I'll sing farewell to Carlingford and farewell to Greedore, and I'll think of you both day and night until I return once more, until I return once more. And I had a girl called Mary Doyle, and she lived in Greenore, and the foremost thought that was on her mind was to keep me safe on shore. But I'll sing farewell to Carlingford and farewell to Greedore, and I'll think of you both day and night until I return once more, until I return once more. Now the landsman's life is all his own. He can go But when the sea gets in your blood, when she calls you must obey. So I'll sing farewell to Carlingford and farewell to Bredor, and I'll think of you both day and night until I return once more. Until I return. That's nice. Do it again. Chorus. And I'll sing farewell to Carlingford and farewell to Bredor, and I'll think of you both day and night until I return once more. Until I return once more.
Great song.
Hey.
When did you write that?
I wrote that about
23.
yes.
Remember well.
Actually, it was 1968 or 9 or somewhere back there.
Can you, this is a difficult question, but do you know how many songs you've written over the years?
No, I haven't a clue.
That it's hundreds.
I don't know.
Mm.
It might only be 12.
I don't think so.
Thousands,
I don't think so.
Thousands.
But you know, this reminds me of the wonderful days at the Harp and Bard, because I remember all of us played up there. And what a great time it was to all sing together, and wonderful music. As
Great
a matter of
stuff.
fact, I think now Eugene is going to sing a song that you wrote. This is
Yes, I'm going
beautiful.
to do. Tommy writes great love songs.
Oh, he does.
Brings the tear to the eye.
I also write drinking songs.
Yeah, that brings the tear to the eye too.
It's about a 9 minutes.
Oh, that's kind of the way the Irish do it anyway. Somebody wrote a poem once about the Irish. He said, "To the glorious gales, to the people that God made mad, because all their songs are merry, and all their wars are merry." Sorry, Justice, and all their wars are merry, and all their songs are sad.
Yes, they are.
Fair and lovely Annie, your gentle ways have won me. You bring peace and joy and laughter everywhere. Where you go, the sunshine follows your breath of spring and winter. And my heart and soul are always in your care. Gentle Annie, gentle Annie, and my heart and soul are always in your care. When you touch me with your finger, my cares and worries vanish, like the morning dew before the rising sun. When your eyes tell me you love me, and my soul is filled with wonder, and my love for you will live when life is done. Gentle Annie, gentle Annie, and my love for you will live when life is done. You're the flower among the flowers, you're the bird song in the morning, you're the laughter of the children at their play. You're my hope and joy and wisdom, you're my reason just for living. You're my treasure, you're my very night and day. Gentle Annie, gentle Annie, you're my pleasure, you're my very night and day. When the mountains all come tumbling and the earth has stopped its turning, winds don't blow and stars refuse to shine, when the earth has left the heavens and the seven seas are empty, I will still have gentle Annie on my mind. Gentle Annie, gentle Annie, I will still have gentle Annie on my mind. Gentle Annie, gentle Annie, I will still have gentle Annie on my mind.
Beautiful job, Eugene. On a beautiful, beautiful
Lovely song, Tommy.
Well, thank you.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful. And we want to get you to do something else for us. Another
Okay.
song, perhaps, or a story. You're so well known for your storytelling.
Or step dance. I'll tell you what, I'll sing a song for you that I was in Ireland about, this would be 3 or 4 years ago. And I went to visit a young fellow called Tommy Sands. And he's a singer-songwriter, and his whole family, the Sands family, as a matter of fact, used to perform at the Harp and Bard as well. And he brought out a videotape. The whole Sands family were over doing a festival in East Germany. This is before the wall came down. And he said, watch this. So we put on this videotape, and they had finished their set, and they came back on to do an encore. And the Sands family sang a song that I had written that I had forgotten about, had never sung in public. And there were about 10,000 people at this festival that they were at. And whenever they started to play the introduction, all 10,000 people stood up and held hands and sang the song, and the hair started to rise on the back of my neck.
Oh my God.
And then he told me that the song actually had been in school books in East Germany.
And you had no idea?
Had no idea about it. But when I heard them doing the song, then I started doing it myself. I had to go back and learn the words to it. A song called "The Winds Are Singing Freedom," and the chorus goes like this. And the winds are singing freedom, they sing it everywhere. They sing it on the mountainside and in the city square. They sing of a new day dawning, when our people will be free. Come and join their song of freedom, let it ring from sea to sea. In the battered streets of Belfast, can you hear the people cry? For justice long denied them, and their crying fills the sky. But the winds of change are singing, bringing hope from dark despair. There's a day of justice coming soon, you can feel it in the air. And the winds are singing freedom, they sing it everywhere. They sing it on the mountainside and in the city square. They sing of a new day dawning, when our people will be free. Come and join their song of freedom, let it ring from sea to sea. Too long our people suffer in their misery and their tears, and foreign rulers used our land for about 800 years. It's a long road, has no turning, I know that soon we'll see. justice dawning, when our people will be free, and the winds are singing freedom. They sing it everywhere. They sing it on the mountainside and in the city square. They sing of a new day dawning, when our people will be free. Come and join their song of freedom. Let it ring from sea to sea. There's a time laid out for laughing. There's a time laid out to weep. There's a time laid out for sowing, and a time laid out to reap. There's a time to love your brother. There's a time for hate to cease. If you sow the seeds of justice, you can reap the fruits of peace. And the winds are singing freedom. They sing it everywhere. They sing it on the mountainside and in the city square. They sing of a new day dawning, when our people will be free. Come and join their song of freedom. Let it ring from sea to sea. And the winds are singing freedom. They sing it everywhere. They sing it on the mountainside and in the city square. They sing of a new day dawning, when our people will be free. Come and join their song of freedom. Let it ring from sea to sea. Come and join their song of freedom. Let it ring from sea to sea.
Oh, what a beautiful song. So inspiring.
Thank you.
That is great. I bet it became the national anthem.
I don't even know if anybody in Ireland knows it.
Actually, it was banned in Ireland when I came
Oh,
out first.
no, no. But I do remember hearing that many, many times being played up at the Harp and Barden.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's such an institution in the Irish folk circuit. I mean, so many songs that people sang that you recorded. I'm sure everybody knows Four Green Fields. That was such a wonderful song that everybody did.
Thank
It was
you.
just, you had to do that song if you sang in any Irish pub. You had to sing Tommy Makem's Four
Yeah, I
Green
heard,
Fields.
I read in the Boston Globe recently that at the Kennedy Center Awards, Johnny Cash cornered Senator Kennedy and his wife in backstage, and he serenaded them with Four Green Fields.
Oh my gosh,
So
what a tribute.
Johnny was singing it.
Everybody knows your songs.
Well,
Everybody.
I don't know, that last song, do you know who I had in mind when I wrote that song? You're going to laugh your head off. Bobby Darin.
Oh, the shark.
Well, he was big then, right?
Oh, well, he could have done a wonderful
Well,
job.
he could have. He had quite a voice.
Yeah. I thought he would
Yeah.
have done a great
Yeah,
job.
he was
Yeah.
experimenting at that time, too. I listened to a thing on PBS about it.
Well, he really got into folk music after his big...
Yeah, he wanted to get
Yeah,
into folk music.
Yeah, he wrote some nice
And then
songs.
Wasn't he a wise man?
Then he went with Mac the Knife and that kind of sealed folk
Which
music.
that is nearly as folky as you could get.
Well, he was the one that
Good
updated
while.
it.
Three penny up.
Three Penny Opera. Yeah.
Yes, wonderful stuff.
Well, it has been so wonderful having you. I'm so glad you came down from New Hampshire to do
Oh,
our
my
show.
pleasure. And to
And,
meet up with all these guys again.
Yeah, it's been a fun
Of course,
reunion.
we meet up every once in a while.
Yes, you do.
And do
Yep.
bits and pieces.
Yeah, yeah.
The
And
nice
we'll look
thing
for you.
about it, I hate to rehearse anything. I haven't rehearsed since 1907.
I find that hard to believe.
With these guys, you don't have to.
Oh, okay, they learn them.
It sort of stumped the band.
Let's go to San
Well,
Francisco.
they do a great job. They do a wonderful job backing you up, and thank you all for coming today and being here. It's been a lot of fun. We're going to do one more song that was written by Tommy Makem, and this is on an album called Rolling Home, and it is the title cut. I believe.
It's actually it's a very old sea song, and there are versions of it in lots of countries. It's Rolling Home to Old New England. They had Rolling Home to Dear Old Blighty, the English song. Rolling Home to Caledonia, the Scottish version. And I couldn't find an Irish version, and I thought, well, it's too good a song to let go without us having a bite at it as well. So it's Rolling Home, and I'm sure some of your viewers will recognize it. Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea, rolling home to darling Dublin, rolling home, my love to thee. I could feel the west wind blowing, I could hear the seabirds call, I could see you standing waving as we left the old north wall, many thousand miles before me, on the blue and windy sea, lonely miles and lonely hours lie between my love and me. Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea, rolling home to darling Dublin, rolling home, my love to thee.
I have sailed the Indian Ocean, walked on Egypt's burning sand, seen New Zealand's misty mountains, worked all through Van Diemen's land.
But my heart keeps ever turning to the place I've left behind, and the girl whose love sustained me, she'll be always on my mind.
Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea, rolling home to darling Dublin, rolling home, my love to thee. Call all hands to man the capsule, see the cable running clear, pull her round and with a will, boys, and for Ireland we will steer. Clear your sheets and man your halyards, let the homebound breezes blow. There's a mighty welcome waiting in the land to which we go. Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea, rolling home to darling Dublin, rolling home, my love to thee. Probably do it again. Rolling home, rolling home, rolling home across the sea, rolling home to darling Dublin, rolling home, my love to thee.
Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
Thanks, everybody. 2, 3, 4.